About an hour's drive from Tokyo, a quiet revolution is taking place. Not that you'd ever guess. Deserted on the outside and eerily quiet on the inside, these buildings don't give anything away. But out of sight, a team of engineers has spent 20 years developing a technology so secret, it's guarded like Fort Knox. And so are the engineers. I'm not allowed to show you their faces. In fact, I'm not even allowed to meet them. But luckily for me, it's not them that I've come to see. I'm about to meet Ashimo, the world's most advanced humanoid robot. This is the closest we've come to creating a robot that can act just like us.
Welcome, Turner-sama.
Konnichiwa, Ashimo.
Please follow me. Thank you for making time in your busy schedule to visit us.
It's an absolute pleasure, Ashimo. Even though Ashimo has been created by a car company, its design and engineering is based solely on humans, so that it can function in the same way we do. Humanoids have already captured Hollywood's imagination. Think Spielberg's AI and all the characters in I, Robot.
Ashimo. Konnichiwa.
And Ashimo has already been offered some plum movie roles. But it's in no position to get big-headed. Ashimo can't think on its own yet, or feel human emotions. But what it can do is breaking all the boundaries. The name Ashimo stands for Advanced Step in Innovative Mobility. Put simply, that means Ashimo's main claim to fame is how it moves. Even though you may have seen a version of Ashimo before, this one is the real breakthrough, and you're watching a huge milestone in robotics. And it's all the result of revolutionary technology called Intelligent Real-Time Flexible Walking, or iWalk. With iWalk technology, Ashimo can predict its next step and shift its centre of gravity in real time. That means Ashimo actually alters its own movements as they happen. This is groundbreaking. It's taken years to achieve this balance and motion. All the forces at play when we move had to be calculated, like gravity, speed, the weight of your foot hitting the floor. The Ashimo model is 9 years old, and this robot only improves with age. But its beginnings date back to 1986. EO was the very first prototype. This robot was literally a pair of legs. It could walk, but it took 5 seconds per step. So slow, it never needed to shift its centre of gravity. By studying more closely how humans move, step by step a new breed of 6 robots, E1 to E6, began to walk more quickly. Though there were a few hiccups. They finally mastered uneven surfaces and stairs, and the basics were in place. Then P1, P2, the world's first self-regulating robot, and P3 arrived, all wireless. The computer, motor drives, battery, radio, all inside. Smaller and less intimidating, these robots began to look and act the part. But these prototypes were all pre-programmed. With iWalk, Ashimo has said goodbye to the earlier tech. It now moves in real time, changes its stride length, shifts its centre of gravity, and it's all calculated on the inside. There are accelerator sensors in both ankles that send digital information about movement and posture back to an internal computer. That computer then calculates Ashimo's next step and sends commands to 34 motors throughout the joints of the body. Sensors in the body and 2 cameras in the head determine whether Ashimo has to change direction to avoid obstacles. Ashimo still needs the start and stop points to be programmed in, but in the future with iWalk, Honda hopes that Ashimo will calculate all its own movements. Basically, think for itself. Ashimo also has intelligence technology, meaning it can interpret gestures, objects, sounds and faces and react independently to those. The force sensor in Ashimo's hand means it can grasp mine and sense where and how quickly I'm moving. Now, holding hands isn't essential to Ashimo's movements, but creating this human-robot contact is why Ashimo exists. Just over 1 metre or 4 feet tall and weighing 52 kilos, that's 114 pounds, Ashimo is small enough to integrate into our world. It can already fetch, carry drinks and push a trolley. And on rare occasions, it's leased out as a receptionist. It's hoped in the future it will blend in at home, the office, or as company for the elderly. Honda hasn't given Ashimo a gender, but there's no question there's something strangely lifelike about it. It's like being with a small child, and you really feel as if there's someone else here with you.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
And just like with a small child, until this robot can be trusted to make its own decisions, Ashimo won't be allowed out alone.